Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 7, and this will be my trailer breakdown for The Flash Season 7 Episode 9, titled Timeless, which is the third last episode for graphic novel number 3, so do expect things to become more and more intense as we go through these last few episodes. And yeah, this episode will pick up right after the events of last episode, so you could technically say it's a three-parter episode where the events of last episode will lead into episode 9, and then we will have some sort of a cliffhanger, and then we will get Family Matters Part 1 and then Part 2. So technically you could say it's a three-parter, where you could also say it's a two-parter since the titles are Family Matters Part 1 and then Part 2 for episodes 10 and 11. But we do also have some promo images, but they aren't that interesting, so I'm just not going to go over them for this video. But just to recap the final moments of last episode, since it is linked to what we are going to talk about, we finally got the main villain reveal we have been waiting for, and Speed Force Nora has turned out to be the villain for this storyline. But yeah, we had Barry examining Alexa to see if she has traces of isotopic signatures to see if she is actually Forza, and that is until Alexa was almost about to explode and basically turned into Forza as the strength force just began to kick in, and we had Barry deactivate the device before that happens. So he ends up saving Alexa, but Alexa begins to panic, and this then leads to the Speed Force attacking Alexa and betraying Barry because Barry quote unquote broke the promise he made where they will team up together against the forces. And we have the Speed Force attacking Iris, but Barry was able to save her. But in return, the Speed Force uses the lightning Barry threw and absorbs it with her own powers. And yeah, she uses that and uses it as a final blow on Alexa, and it seems like she killed her, but we don't know. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Now, unfortunately, I'm not allowed to show you guys the trailer due to copyright issues, and I know a lot of content creators do play the trailer on their videos, but I just don't want to deal with copyright claims. I don't want to risk getting a copyright claim. So if you guys haven't seen the trailer, I will link in the description down below. But also, before I go over the trailer itself, we do have a synopsis to go over, and it does give us a better idea in regards to what we should expect for this episode. So I will be going over the synopsis, break it down, and then I'll go over the trailer later on. So the synopsis goes as followed. Barry seeks out Timeless Wells. After a devastating betrayal, Barry turns to Timeless Wells for help. Meanwhile, Iris leads Team Citizen down a dangerous road in search of answers, and Cisco confides his biggest fear to Camilla. So yeah, as you guys can tell by the title of this episode and now the synopsis as well, we do have Timeless Wells returning for this episode, which is the original Timeline Wells who we last saw during episode 3. Now, if you guys have not heard, Tom Cavanagh, the actor playing all the Welleses, and Carlos Valdez, the actor playing Cisco Ramon, are confirmed to leave during The Flash Season 7. My video about that will be out soon. I just didn't have time to put that out yet. But I'm guessing this is going to be Tom Cavanagh's final episode. I think episode 9 will be Tom Cavanagh's last episode, and episode 13 will be Cisco's last episode, judging from that synopsis. I'm not too sure, but it's very likely that this will be the final episode of Tom Cavanagh. But yeah, Barry reaches out to Timeless Wells, and I'm guessing this is because Wells' powers do have links to like the Steel Force or something, since it is also time travel related. But yeah, the devastating betrayal Barry experiences is obviously from the Speed Force. We saw that during the ending scene of episode 8. So it will be interesting to see how Wells fits into all of this. If my theory isn't correct about Wells having links with the Steel Force, so maybe he could help Barry out with the predicament he's experiencing at the moment. But yeah, breaking down the trailer itself. So this trailer kicks off with Barry talking about how the Speed Force has manipulated him, as Barry has just found out who the real villain behind all of this was. Now, something which hasn't really been addressed, and I hope they do this because it will just be more impactful towards Barry, and I just think it would be a lot cooler as well. And it is that, did the Speed Force wear the form of Nora Allen on purpose so that it becomes a lot easier for it to manipulate Barry, since it is the face of his own mother after all? I have mentioned this in previous videos in the past, But you guys have to take into account that although we have seen the Speed Force be as Nora Allen throughout the show, we have also seen the Speed Force turn into various different forms, such as that season 2 episode, Runaway Dinosaur. I cannot remember which episode it was. But she was able to turn into Iris. Well, it was able to turn into Iris. It was able to turn into Joe and just various other characters like that. So maybe she picked the form of Nora Allen on purpose so it's easier to manipulate Barry. That would be something really, really sick if they do actually explain that on the show. And as I said, I feel it would be a lot more impactful towards Barry. So I think it would be very, very cool if they do actually go forward with that. But yeah, we do have this villainous shot of Nora, and it seems like she is going after all the forces by herself now that she has betrayed Barry. And yeah, I cannot wait to see what more the Speed Force does throughout these last few episodes. Now, the Speed Force's betrayal should also bring in a new mission for Barry, which should be playing some sort of like an integral role throughout these last few episodes, because the Speed Force has just supposedly killed Alexa. And Barry has realized that Alexa was not a bad person at all. She was just out of control as Faweza, and Alexa has been doing good by helping people. That's her in her own human form. She's out of control as Faweza, so it's not her fault. And Barry, through Chester, also found out that Dion didn't seem like that bad of a person either. Maybe for Psyche, it could be that his powers are getting the best of him as well, just like Faweza, and maybe Psyche turns out to be a good guy as well. So maybe what will happen is that it seems like Barry will go after these other forces so he could try and protect them and supposedly form an alliance with them to face off the Speed Force and obviously redeem them or find out if they are actually good guys or if they are bad guys. But yeah, we do have Barry having some sort of conflict with Iris, and Iris seems like she will be defending the Speed Force, and she is saying, does her life not matter to you? She says something like that, I can't remember what it was, in which Barry replies, she's not a person. Now, once again, it seems like Iris will be taking another L during an argument between Barry and Iris. Now, the thing with the Speed Force is that she is not a person. We do know that she's a source of energy. She's not a person. So Barry is right about that. And the only reason she appeared as a human and faked this life is that so it's easier to blend in and manipulate Barry while going after the forces as well. So I doubt the Speed Force wanted to have this life as a human. I think it was all planned, and Iris is trying to find, like, you know, the good of Nora. So I do like Barry mentioning the fact that the Speed Force is not even human in the first place, so why does it even matter? We do then have Barry saying, I'm supposed to save lives, not destroy them. And he's saying that to the Speed Force, and this will be during the start of the episode as it is linked with the ending scene of last episode. But this is probably a scene which has something to do with Barry demanding answers to why the Speed Force just attacked Alexa like that, and the Speed Force is seemingly going to like reverse it and reply to Barry, which results to Barry saying what he said during the trailer, I'm supposed to save lives, not destroy them. Now we do then have Cisco saying this doesn't feel right, and this then leads to Barry grabbing hold of the tachyon device, and as you guys can see, it is completely destroyed and it's not looking good at all. Now this is either one of two factors. One, as we saw during the ending scene of episode 8, the Speed Force is miles faster than Barry. She was literally moving at super speed while Barry stood still. If you rewatch the scene, Barry was literally still when the Speed Force was literally doing like everything. And that does make sense because it's Barry facing off the source of energy, which gives him his own power, so I do like that addition. But yeah, the Speed Force is miles faster than Barry, so maybe Barry tries to run a certain amount of speed so he could try and catch up to the Speed Force, but it's just too much for the tachyon device to handle, so it just fries up. Or number two, this has something to do with Team Flash trying to get in touch with Timeless Wells. I'm not sure which one it could be. It could be either one of both options, but I'm not really sure. Now we do also have this shot of Iris, Camilla and Allegra doing some Central City citizen stuff, which is so great to see because we haven't seen this happen in a while, and it's so great to see them back, and I can't wait to see what it's about. But lastly, to end off the trailer, Barry says, I won't help you kill again. And the Speed Force replies, "Oh, my beautiful boy, you have no choice." So I find this so interesting. I cannot wait to see what is going on over here because it seems pretty damn intense between the Speed Force and Barry. Now we do know that Barry is connected to the Speed Force and he's confronting the Speed Force over here. So technically the Speed Force is the one who can control him since she is the source of his powers. So I cannot wait to see if she has like the ability to control whatever Barry is doing. That would be so goddamn OP, but also so cool to see. But yeah, I am very interested to see what happens next now that we actually got that main villain reveal. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below what you guys are most excited for going into this episode. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.